lovely day on the AT. We're not far down the trail. I'm not going to get my arm out to look at we maybe are a mile. We got to camp at probably 9:30 last night, maybe 9:45. I don't know, 9 something, and everybody was asleep in the shelter, which normally would be great because that would give us kind of the free out to camp. But there was no tent spots. Now, as we left, we did see a tent spot. So if you're at Tri-Corner Knob, if that's what it's called, Tri-Knob, whatever, Tri-Corner Shelter, I think that's it, Tri-Corner Shelter. If you go past the shelter a little bit, there is a flat place, that you can put a tent up. But anyway, so we found a terrible spot, but it was really the only spot. We probably looked for 30 minutes trying to find some place. We settled on a place that was kind of not very far off from the shelter. Again, it wasn't an ideal place, but anyway, we made it work. We probably got in bed by 10:30 maybe, I don't know. I didn't sleep great. I mean, I did after I finally went to sleep. I had a hard time going to sleep. I did finally go to sleep, and when I did sleep, I had a great sleep, actually. 5 o'clock on the dot, thunder woke me up. It was not raining at all. I literally heard thunder, and I heard thunder, and I'm going to say 3 seconds later, it started raining. I would say this is super blurry. Hold on. I've never heard it thunder and then rain like immediately like that fast. It's been raining since 5, on and off, but it's like torrential, like super heavy. And it's at the point of where it's so bad that you just have to get your feet wet because there's no way around it. I mean, it's too hard. Like, my feet are soaked. It's too hard to stay around it. They do a really good job on this trail as far as having runoff places, so it tries to not, so it will kind of keep it from flooding the trail, but it's raining so hard that that's not going to work. So anyway, that's it. We have a really long day. There's a shelter, I think, in 10 miles. That might be our best bet, as wet as we're going to be. And then have like 5 miles the next day. We were going to go on in, but I don't know. I think probably if we can make it to this shelter in 10 miles, that's probably going to be the best bet. And then hike out 5 in the morning. Of course, our tent's wet and everything's wet, so we do have water. Don't have a ladder. That's a story for another day, but anyway, so that's all for now. Today is by far the longest that we have been in this kind of water and trail. So they're really soaked today. I think I stepped in like a low spot and water gushed in like the back of my heel. It was so cold, and so that surprised me because I didn't realize that I was stepping in that. But anyway, so honestly though, I'm just trying to think of the things that I'm thankful for and thinking about the reasons that I'm out here and trying to be grateful. And I have a piece of paper that I put up at my house in my closet, like where I get ready. I have a big mirror, and like I stuck on it somewhere. I read it, I don't even know, a long time ago, but it says gratitude is both a discipline and a reaction. I think that's what it says. So, trying to be grateful even in times that are like this. I realize that there's people that would love to be able to be out on trail but physically can't. Or battling different things, or sickness, diseases, or have battled those things. And I just am thankful that I'm able to be out here. I'm grateful. So anyway, those are the things, the dialogue I have with myself on days like today. This is by far the worst day on trail we've had. We've had rain before, but we've always been fairly close to camp. We've had thunderstorms, but it's just never lasted like this, like where it's going to be an all-day thing. But we knew that coming in. We knew it, and we still chose to come. So I'm just trying to remain grateful and thankful that I'm able to be out here. And despite all the rain and cold hands and wet feet, I'm happy to be out here. So anyway, a little bit of a view. I didn't expect that. So we're at 2.3. I'm sorry. We are at 7.28. So we are working our way to the shelter. This will be the first shelter that we've come to. So we went over 7 miles from Tri-Corner without having a shelter yet. So I think I'm close. I think I'm like maybe 0.2 to the shelter. It's early on, the first 5 miles, I didn't really think the trail was that bad, but last couple of miles have been kind of rough. I'll turn it around. Anyway, I don't even really think it's necessarily that bad, except I'm hungry and we haven't really eaten. So I'm anxious to get to this shelter, take a nice long break, eat some oatmeal. I mean, the conditions of the trail are just sloppy. But on a positive note, it has quit raining. And actually for a minute earlier, the sun come out. I come out of my rain gear because I was roasting. I've ripped my Frog Togs pants all to pieces. They're big, and so they hang down, and I've ripped them all apart. So I'll have to trash much of this trip. I'm hoping that, and I haven't checked weather since this morning, it actually was calling for rain all day. But I'm thankful that it has cleared off a little, and it's foggy and cool, but like I said, it quit raining and I was going up hills and the sun had come out for just a few minutes and I got super hot, and I thought I would take my pack off, which I hardly ever do, and get my gear off and just come out of some of that crap, because I felt like I was basically wearing a trash bag going up hills, and I don't really need to exert any more energy than what I am. So I felt good the first 5 miles. This last couple miles I think I'm just really, really hungry. I'm actually thinking of what all I could eat in Gatlinburg. I'm gonna video real quick because I don't think anybody's here. So this is the Cosby shelter, but it's so pretty. It sits down low. You come off the trail right up there, and you come right around this, make a curve, and then come back down here. So I'm so happy to be here, to be able to take a little break. So I want to take a second to explain here because I'm kind of like alluding a little bit to what's going on, but I'm not really saying it because honestly, I was so irritated at the time that I just couldn't even talk about it. But what happened is we both left our lighters at home. So all of our food that we had taken with us on the trip was dehydrated meals that we would have to boil water and, like rehydrate. And we both left our lighters. And so we went for like multiple days without food. We had a couple little snacks, not a lot, but like we really didn't eat. So that's why I was in such an absolute terrible mood and kind of alluding to we made a mistake. So we took the stop at this Gap shelter, whatever it is. Cosby Knob, I think. The sign is like all rotten out and you can't see anything hardly. If I had to title this trip something, it would be called Bad Decisions. I feel like we're making bad decisions like all the time. So Brian's phone's not working. As I've said earlier, my app's not working. Now his phone's not working because it got wet. So we're here at 2 o'clock with 7.5 miles left. And we either have to stop and stay here or go on 7 more miles. It sucks. It's like bad decisions, like bad choices. It's like, do you want this bad choice or do you want this bad choice? So anyway, we're going on. I do not want to night hike again because I don't want to get to the shelter late. It's the shelter that's got the bear cage, which means we have to stay in a shelter tonight. We can't camp there at all. So I don't know, it's going to be rough. But anyway, I want to get out of here as quick as we can. It's getting cold and we still haven't eaten really, so I don't know. It's just bad decision after bad decision. But anyway, that's it. We'll hopefully have a warm meal tonight at whatever shelter we're going to. This is the visibility today. Not very good. We're still working towards the shelter. It's been uphill non-stop. This finally flattened off a little so I can video. It's raining on and off, but nothing like crazy. We're just really high up. I'm not for sure how high, but we're high. So, this is by far, not gonna lie, my toughest day I've ever handed down had on trail. It's a lot of mental game right now with me. Like I've never been quote like scared on trail necessarily, like for my life or anything. It's fine, like in my head. Like, we've been hitting the most remote parts of the Smokies. The shelter we left today, the trail runner said, was the most remote part of the Smokies. We're in the remote part still. There's no help. There's no getting off. So for me, the mental thing of not being able to get off trail if you had to, that's kind of scary, especially with the crazy weather. If the weather wasn't so bad, I don't think I would have been as, apprehensive about it or whatever. I wasn't even honestly that apprehensive when we left that last shelter. I just did not realize it was going to be this rough of climbs. I'm fixing to climb just a little bit again, it looks like. But the Smokies are no joke. I've always said that. And they're not to be played with or toyed with or taken lightly. And I feel like as far as clothing and stuff, we were really prepared, but I don't know, and sleeping bags and stuff, I feel like we were better prepared this time, but then just making some stupid rookie mistakes, just dumb things that we know better. You know, have kind of go through my mind like, you made some dumb mistakes on this trip. But anyway, it's all going to be fine. But I will be very happy to get to the shelter tonight. And it's just a slow go today. But anyway, it'll be a good story to tell when we're done. I thought I'd never, ever, ever, I toy with the idea of, do I want to through hike the AT someday? Do I want to make like the PCT my first real through hike? Do I want to just section this? You know, there's things about this that's so comfortable. Like the AT is comfortable in the fact of like, you know, when you've done the trail, you know, you kind of know those sections and it makes it a little bit more comfortable than going out to a completely different Mexico to, you know, to Canada. So like there's things that I feel about like today, I feel like I am not doing the Smokies again. Never, ever, ever. Every time we've been out here, it's been so tough. So I'm done with the Smokies. I think we'll just resign to maybe section hiking the AT. I don't know. Who knows? Today's one of those main mind game days that you're like, I can't do this. Like if there was a button, like a phone a friend, or like a button to teleport you out to a nice restaurant and a bath and clean clothes or dry clothes. Yeah, like you can probably push that button. You think about like that Brian watches. What is that? No, not Naked and Afraid. All my friends joke. I'm like, you should be on Naked and Afraid. I'm like, yeah, never getting naked in front of America. But Alone, that's what he watches. And like those people will be out there and they're like, make that phone call and that boat comes and picks them up. Probably if I had a phone, I'd call the boat. Well, we made it to the last shelter. It is Davenport Gap Shelter. It's a double-decker. I don't know where we're going. Wherever the least mice, I don't know. Brian said he thinks up top are the least mice. It does seem at least brighter up there. It's a super like dark and dank shelter. It's the last shelter in the Smokies that has the chain link fence up. They call it a cage. Kind of weird to be on this side of a cage, but anyway, it keeps the bears out, I suppose. So anyway, we're here for the night. We've only got 3 miles tomorrow. It's been a really rough day. Brian went down and got water. Our feet are waterlogged, and which that was the least of our worries, our feet being wet. But anyway, we made it and lived to tell another tale. Right, Brian? Huh? We lived to tell another tale. Yeah. We'll be out 3 miles tomorrow. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. We'll get out and we'll actually be able to complete the Smokies. Finally. All right. Good night. There'll be no question and answers tonight. Anyway. I said there'll be no question and answers tonight because it's 7:30 and you are out. Right?
I'm ready to go out.
All right. Good night.